All right, man. So I want to get to this video, and I'm planning on doing a live stream. I'm gonna commit to two live streams a week, Lions and Pistons, if the content gives that. So, coming real soon. So I'm definitely gonna do a season wrap up pretty soon. So full list 2026 Detroit Lions free agents. Let's get into it. Um, they have 25 of them. Kyle Allen, Khalif Raymond, well, quarterback Kyle Allen, receiver Khalif Raymond, tight end Shane Zelstra, tight end Anthony Frisker, offensive lineman Dan Skipper, Coyote Asuisik, Tristan Colon, Jamarco Jones, offensive tackle DJ Reed, defensive tackle Roy Lopez, defensive lineman Levon Anzarike, edge Marcus Davenport, edge Al Qayed Muhammad, edge Josh Pascal, linebackers Alexander Zoni, Malcolm Rodriguez, Grant Stewart, Zach Cunningham, Ezekiel Turner, cornerbacks Amik Roberts, Roxanne, Arthur Millette, Avante Maddox, DB, Daniel Thomas, safety Jalen Mills. They have three restricted free agents as well too. Tom Kennedy, edge Tyrus Wheat, and linebacker Trevor Nowalski. They have floor exclusive free agents. Exclusive free agents Rights free agents are players on expiring contracts, but they have less than 3 years of recruited NFL experience. Nobody of note. Other than Jake Bates, Nick Whiteside, Michael Neese, and running back Jalen Sailors. 16 street free agents, a bunch of guys, man. Quarterback CJ Beathard, running back Jabari Smalls, receiver Jackson Meeks, receiver Malik Cunningham, tight end Giovanni Ricci, tight end Zach Horton, offensive lineman Mason Miller, offensive lineman Chris Hubbard, Devin Cochran, defensive tackles Chris Smith, Miles Adams, defensive lineman Pat O'Connor, edge Ahmad Hassan, cornerback Keenan Garbert, safeties Lauren Strickland, and safety DeMonte Kais. Honestly, obviously, you want to bring back Jake Bates, had a rocky year. I'm probably bringing back Pat O'Connor. But then get up here. This is an interesting list, right? Mostly all these dudes can kick rocks. All right, all these guys can kick rocks. I've seen enough of Kyle Allen. I would keep Khalif Raymond. I like the security and punt return. You can't buy that type of security, to be honest. Shane Jester, Anthony Frisker. I think it's time for them to possibly draft a tight end middle rounds to be the heir apparent for Sam Laporta and Brock Wright. I think that has to happen. But then again, you can find one of those guys that's pretty much on the street. But I'm done with those tight ends. I like Zestra, just can't stay healthy. All right. Moving on. Dan Skipper, all the offensive linemen can go. Skipper, Owaski, especially Enrique, right? To be honest with you, I'm not bringing back Reader. I'm not bringing back Levi Enrique. I bring back one more run stopper. I would bring back Roy Lopez, Williams, Aleem McNeil, and they need somebody in the defensive lineman that can rush the passer. That's got to be a priority as well. Here, I'm bringing back nobody out the edge rusher. Alquia Muhammad can come back for the right price. If it get too expensive, I'm willing to dump him, but I'm willing to bring him back at the right price. Linebackers, Adenzoni, Rodriguez, Stewart, Cunningham, Ezekiel Turner. Stewart, I love him coming back with the versatility he provides. Other than that, it's probably time to turn a new leaf at the linebacker position. They need a coverage linebacker, and that got to happen. Anizoni is getting a little bit long in the tooth. I like what he brings to the table. I wouldn't mind bringing him back. So But honestly, they got to move on and find somebody younger. Cornerbacks: Amik Roberts, Roxanne, Arthur Millette, Avante Maddox can come back. Um, honestly, Roxanne, I would love to have him back. Amik Robertson, I probably bring Robertson, Sin, and Maddox back. Robertson, he's just a really good depth guy. You know what you're gonna get from him. I bring him back. I just run it back with the guys again. So you know what you're gonna get. Other than that, Daniel Thomas, Jalen Mills, no. So yeah, a lot of these guys, it's just time to turn over a new leaf. For these guys, I don't think anything too sexy, too spectacular. And then there's some guys that, pretty much probably need to be gone. Makai Wingo, there's a number of guys that probably need to be gone. That's often injured that you just gonna cut to clear up space with too. So there's gonna be guys that you gonna cut and you're gonna cut. So but yeah, some guys you just gonna get rid of, and they just gotta turn leave. They gotta just get more durable. They gotta first and foremost, they gotta fix that offensive line, and they gotta get durability. They gotta be more durable. So if they can fix that, be more durable, get that offensive line together, that'd be okay. Get after the passer a little bit. So, but other than that, ain't too many of these guys that you probably need to bring back, to be honest. It's gonna be some guys that ain't on this list that ain't gonna be brought back. So they got to get younger and they got to get more pass rushers to the defensive line position, not just at edge. They got to get more. They got to get more juice at in the defensive tackle position. They got to get somebody that can rush the passer up the middle. And they was banking on Aleem McNeil coming back doing that. I'm not banking on that. I got to find me a guy, which I feel like they should have drafted out of Tampa, like a guy like Kalensi Canty, the dude that was out of Pitt. They need a disruptor up the middle. That can help Aiden Hutchinson out more than another guy on the edge, to be honest with you. Somebody that can disrupt up the middle, and that's one thing they don't have. If they can find somebody like they had in the Ndamukong Suh that can rush the passer and also stop the run, ideally those guys are they not cheap and they hard to find, but that's what they need. Somebody that can really get some juice at the middle of that defense. So, we'll see what happens. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Appreciate the love and support. Hit the link in the description, the first link. Make sure you can find me everywhere I'm producing content.